Hi there. Greetings and welcome to Plant City, Florida. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA Moringa farmer. Thanks so much for joining us, and if you'd like to learn anything and everything about the Moringa tree, I have the perfect place and platform for you to meet up with us in the Grow Moringa Collective. The Grow Moringa Collective is now available for personal users, business users, as well as lifetime Moringa enthusiasts. There's a perfect plan for you, and you can actually sign up today at growmoringa.com. Now, Moringa is such a beautiful and useful tree. It's actually one of the most nutritious plants, the most nutritious plant that you can eat on land, and one of the most nutritious plants that you can eat in the whole world, including sea vegetables and plant vegetables. It grows in zones all year round in 8, 9, and 10, 11, as well as growing it in the summertime as a short, bushy annual that you can grow 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 of these trees on 1 acre. And I can teach you how. I have all the answers inside of the Grow Moringa Collective. We have a members marketplace where even you yourself, if you have Moringa products or Moringa trees or Moringa seeds that you'd like to offer or trade or sell to someone locally in your area, then we have the perfect place for you. Even if you want to just learn, just get started learning about the Moringa tree. There is so much to teach you and tell you and get you started with just the Moringa tree business, caring for the earth, learning about how we're growing it, syntropic systems, with regenerative practices, intercropping, all of those things and those topics that I love to share with people. Now, Moringa is completely edible. It's actually considered a full protein. And it's one of the only plants that you can eat directly off the tree itself. The leaves are so soft and brittle that sometimes they yellow out very, very fast. And in a commercial setting, they're grown short, bushy, harvesting for the greens, but even more importantly than the greens are the seeds and the seed pods. It's the most valuable part of the tree. And being able to get your trees big enough to house hundreds, if not thousands of drumsticks at one time is our goal here during this time of the year. A lot of these trees just froze back from a frost, because even here in Plant City, Florida, the Moringa tree is susceptible to colder conditions. We're not in a greenhouse, we're in an open setting. And you can see where some of the cuttings that we made from last season, like last year in November, are here, and the tree is starting to bush back out again. This bushing is occurring now because we're coming into spring, and the season is just starting to bud. The greens are so marvelous. And the point that I want to make with you today is being able to use your Moringa greens and your Moringa trees for producing pet food. It's a huge, huge industry. One of the biggest industries, and sometimes people will spend more money on their pets than even themselves. What a crazy, funny story that is. Well, because Moringa is a complete markup and makeup of all the amino acids, essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids, it's considered a complete source of protein, which means you could essentially live off of Moringa alone without eating anything forever. But doctors and scientists will say at least 8 years, right? You could live off of Moringa alone, but we like to experience like different tastes and palates and variety. But your pets, once they get used to the taste of Moringa, they will not be able to get enough. And this is what I wanted to tell you, is that you can incorporate Moringa, let's go to this tree right here, into your dog food, into your cat food, into your chicken feed, You can use it on the farm, commercially. You can grow moringa trees just as a fodder food for your cows and horses and goats. Goats love this. Matter of fact, when you feed your pets, especially even like your agricultural pets like chickens and even pigs, they'll produce more eggs and they'll produce a higher quality marble in the meat. So that way you can garner even more money on the market. And the food trade industry is experiencing a huge increase because everybody wants fresh, local. I'm eating my breakfast right now. I put moringa in my smoothies every morning. Luckily, I have thousands and thousands of trees that I care for and manage. That's what we're doing here. We're gonna be making tablets out of these greens so that way we can feed local pets. Some of our biggest purchasers and buyers of our product are people using moringa for their elderly dogs. Because moringa is anti-inflammatory, I've had so many stories of pet owners telling me that their dog is like a puppy again. I mean, I'm hearing stuff about like 17-year-old dogs that are on their deathbed and they're running around like they're puppies again. Not only are the pet owners giving their dogs moringa fresh, they're mixing it in any way that they can, whether it's dried in a loose form or even in a powder form. But these tablets are very concentrated in a way where they don't have like the outer casing of like that vegetable casing. And you can just put it in with the crappy food that most of our dogs and animals are fed, you know, with like all these fillers and byproduct stuff like that. Why give them a byproduct when you can give them the main course? And you'll be happier knowing that they're happier. I'm extremely happy hearing the stories of just our man's best friend benefiting from using the moringa. The oil, super beneficial on the joints, and it can help with mobility, you know, and it can be used topically, just rubbing on the skin, on the surface, but also adding a little bit of the oil into the mix of food if you're going to be already making a wet food. And I can't even express how important it would be to just have a tree or 10 trees or 100 trees on your property. They help to sequester carbon. They create ecosystems for the environment. All around, they are beneficial for pollinators. Like these trees produce tons of flowers, tons of beneficial flowers. They have this cluster on them, and they're really beautiful, and they're full of nectar. And matter of fact, the flowers are said to be even more anti-inflammatory than the leaves. So when we harvest trees, like right now, there aren't a lot of flowers on these trees, but when we do harvest flowers after they're formed, because they're just coming back from winter, they're just bushing out. They're getting tall. They're gonna start dropping these leaves here pretty soon. That's why we're harvesting them anyways, before they even turn yellow. But they're starting to pop out some flowers. I can see some flowers up here at the very top. And we're just cutting them back to bush them more out so that way they can hold the weight of all the drumsticks. The drumsticks are formed from the tiny little flowers. So when you leave the little flowers up there, they will eventually turn into drumsticks. They're pollinated. These are self-pollinating trees. Moringa are hermaphroditic in nature, which means that they have male properties and female properties, and they can self-pollinate, meaning they don't need pollinators to necessarily create drumsticks, but it helps, you know. And moringa is in its own family. There are so many different types of moringa around the world, like moringa oleifera, which is this one here. And then within moringa oleifera, there's PKM1, PKM2, Momax, ODC3, and all the other ones that have been developed for different purposes and uses commercially. But for the most part, the most famous one that I believe that everybody should at least have one, even on their balcony, if you can grow it and get it in a pot, is the PKM1 that we have here. So consider growing moringa for your pets. And I hope you learned something here today. If you want to subscribe to our channel, please click that subscribe button. Like this video, please like this video, and then go to growmoringa.com if you want to learn how to plant a moringa tree. I have planting instructions on there. If you want to find a place to buy local moringa trees, you can actually search our membership map. We have members on a map that you can actually purchase directly from the members themselves. So go buy a moringa tree, go find a moringa tree from one of our local members that's close to you. Pick one up today and use it on your pets. You can use it for your dogs and the cats, and you can even sprinkle some of this dried in your pond. The fish love it. Koi fish, cichlids, salmon, bass, they all love eating this. Tilapia love this tree. So if you have a system where you're producing protein in your system, say like an aquaponics system or a hydroponics, you'll want to incorporate moringa as a healthy food source in your project. So I'm here with the team. We're harvesting some trees back right now. We're gonna get all of these greens to a local buyer that is using them for their pets. And would love to see you as well pick up moringa just for the use of your pets. And you can reach me at 813-567-3100. Please comment below if you have any questions. You can also send me an email. And I can also serve you in many other ways, consulting, and there's lots of opportunities. If you have property or you're looking for property to grow moringa, if you want to lease your property to someone to grow moringa, we have all the answers. I've been growing moringa for about 8 years. I first heard about it in 2013 from Dr. Sebi, and have heard so many wonderful stories about people using it in the oil for the pets, everything, the greens for the pets, fresh or dried. So give it a try. If anything and all else, use it for the pets. I hope you have a great day. Peace and love from Plant City, prosperous growing. Ciao.